Do not lose your own path. Do not disturb others' minds. Respect and intelligence are critical for the study of the Buddha Dharma. Without respect, we would not take the vajra teachings of the Buddhas and great masters seriously as such. We would not derive any benefit from even the most supreme Buddha Dharma. If we pursue the Buddha Dharma without intelligence, we would not be able to reflect on and analyze it with attentiveness and patience, thus failing to grasp the profound meaning of the Buddha Dharma. The Mara of the sons of the gods is of the 4 types of Maras, often mentioned in the Buddha's teachings. Most people understand this to be the Mara King Papias. However, the real Mara King is in fact our own ignorance and illusion. It does not matter if one practices in the Sutrayana or Tantrayana tradition. The key is to realize the nature of one's mind. In this way, one can stop all the demons from appearing and cause them to naturally vanish without a trace. We should not covet or let ourselves be attached to any person, issue, or object. Why? Because if we carefully scrutinize the essence of these matters that are triggering our attachment, we will see that they are as insubstantial as water bubbles. Why then should we be attached to them? Every thought that appears in our minds may seem vivid and real to us, but upon further examination, we would find that it is momentary, rising and ceasing at the same moment. Its essence is unattainable, like empty space. Ordinary people are obscured by ignorance and consider the non-existent as real and substantial, thus generating unending attachment, afflictions, and suffering. Truthfully speaking, this is utterly a trap of one's own making, creating one's own suffering. Just knowing that attachment is emptiness is far from sufficient. We still have to attain our personal realization. This is akin to someone having read all about how to drive a car, but has never gotten behind the wheel. He really still does not know how to drive. In Buddhism, there are many ways for one to achieve the realization of emptiness. With the arguments of the middle way, one can reason and observe this true reality of all phenomena. Through the pith instructions of Mahamudra or Jogchen and relying on the Guru's blessing, one can also realize the empty nature of the mind. No matter which method one chooses, it is essential to bear in mind that although all phenomena are empty, one should not form any attachment to emptiness itself. It does not matter what the basis of the blame and enmity is, or what injuries we have received. We should not allow hatred to rise against anyone. Instead, we should regard the person as if he is our mother and cultivate our compassion towards him. Instead of hate and revenge, we need to genuinely pray to our gurus and the 3 jewels to bless this person, so that he will soon obtain peace and bliss and forever be freed from the ocean of suffering. Some people can be filled with incredible jealousy. When they see others gaining fame and fortune, they experience unbearable sadness, as if someone has robbed them of their very own fortunes. The fact is, none of what others possess has anything to do with you, regardless of how much you desire and covet their wealth, power, accomplishments, and fame. You would not partake in any of it. Today, some feel that when others enjoy great successes like the midday sun, then this would diminish their own prestige. Similarly, they believe that if others fall into disrepute, then their reputation would rise like the calls of a magpie. This is most certainly wishful thinking. The fact of the matter is that, even if every single person in this world were to be perfect, it would not cause a shred of damage to your reputation. Conversely, even if all others in this world were destitute, your prestige would not increase in the slightest. Therefore, when others gain fortunes through their merits, we should not become incessantly jealous, but instead, we should heartily rejoice and be thankful from the bottom of our hearts. Many don't realize that all their wealth, social status, and talents are just the result of their virtuous deeds in previous lifetimes. If they insist on clinging to these and foolishly think that they are accomplished, they would dismantle their virtuous root, and their hearts would no longer give rise to any merit. People with a heart filled with arrogance always feel that they are wiser than others and that their talents are superior, but if we observe carefully, we would find that these are not at all worthy of consideration. Perhaps temporarily, or in a limited way, your talents and appearance may supersede those of others. However, do not forget that there are still innumerable others who may surpass you 100 or 1,000 times over. Even if your merits are unmatched by ordinary beings, it is certain that within noble beings there will be others who are superior to you. Moreover, your so-called good qualities will not last forever. They are just the products of specific causes and effects. They are absolutely impermanent. I remember when I was at the side of my guru, the wish-fulfilling jewel, Phuntsok Rinpoche, Henshin Thutton Chapel, practitioners with extraordinary wisdom and pure precepts were as numerous as the stars in the heaven. However, quite a few of them have since fallen into a disgraceful state. On the contrary, those who had impure precepts and simpler intellect have since become great and meritorious masters. As I reflect on these changes over time, it became apparent that even if we possess wisdom and merits in the present, they are not permanent. And we should not feel a sense of superiority and dismiss others because of our achievements. Before we attain the supercognition of knowing the minds of others, it is not possible for us to fully perceive the hidden merits of others. Some who appear to us to be unrefined in words and actions, but actually have merits as vast as the oceans. Therefore, we should never be arrogant and dismiss anybody lightly. As an ordinary being burdened with grave karmic obscurations, no matter who we are, our afflictions are always mingled with our merits. Just like sources of wonderful medicines could be found mingled with feces. Why should we then feel so smug about our own accomplishments? If we can become so arrogant as a result of the bit of merit we have accumulated, then why shouldn't we be even more ashamed because of the burning afflictive emotions in our minds? The Venerable Dhamma once said, "In this entire world I am the least accomplished of all." The Venerable Atisha also said, anyone who is truly learned would treat others with humility. When even those who are free from imperfections and have achieved great accomplishments and supreme merits treat all sentient beings equally with humility. What reasons do us ordinary beings with flaws as numerous as dust possess that would allow it such excessive arrogance and pride? Those arrogant and self-centered people have often been struck by the flower-tip arrow of the Mara King. Therefore, we should never consider ourselves to be above others. Instead, we should learn to be humble and modest, just like a fully tamed speed horse ready to be ridden by anyone and dutifully working for others. At the ultimate level, all phenomena are like empty space, devoid of any inherent existence, and free from any afflictive emotion, greed or hatred. However, at the conventional level, illusory and dreamlike manifestations are also never-ending. If we tame our minds with the pith instructions of the Great Perfection, we will understand that all phenomena lack inherent existence, and all we see or hear are empty. Meanwhile, at the conventional level, samsara may still be fully evident, and as such, we should treat everything with the 8 similes of illusion. This is the key concept in the Great Middle Way and the Great Perfection. It is also the wisdom sword of Bodhisattva Manjushri manifested out of his great compassion.